Developing story this morning, a lengthy new report from a private law firm uncovered claims of sexual misconduct and abuse against nearly 50 adults at the Interlochen Center for the Arts in Grand Traverse County. Among those accused in the report is infamous child sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. He attended the camp during his childhood and was a donor later in life. The report includes 2 additional sexual assault allegations involving Epstein. One student claims Epstein offered to pay for her tuition, but then withdrew his financial support when she did not engage in requested sexual conduct. Another student says Epstein paid for her to visit him in Ghislaine Maxwell in New York, where he allegedly asked her to remove her top while giving him a massage. In total, according to the report done by the Sangavi Law Office, 47 adults were tied to decades of sexual assaults at Interlochen, with more than 70 victims. The assaults happened from the 1950s to the 2010s. Interlochen said in a statement that none of the accused are currently working for the school. It has only publicly identified 5 people accused of misconduct at the school. 4 of them, including Epstein, are dead, and the 5th has already been convicted for his crimes. School leaders did say, however, that they turned over the names of every person accused in the report to the Grand Traverse County Prosecutor's Office. In part of their statement, President Trey Devy and Board Chair Barrett Rowland said, quote, "The abuse described in the report is heartbreaking and is contrary to everything Interlochen stands for. We cannot change the past, but we can be unequivocal in stating that this behavior has no place at the Interlochen we care for. Not then, not now, and not in the future," end quote.